Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today I'm finally getting around to checking out the INT Future Gohan. We're going to try him out in the Gamma's red zone here. I definitely do not want to go too crazy in the first turn, although we do have a very good starting rotation, so there's probably not much hopes of that, because Gohan is on the second rotation and he is with Trunks and Vegeta, which is a very good rotation for him, because obviously he wants to have a Trunks on the same turn as him in order to get his full buffs in both of his forms. And obviously it's the typical thing where it's unit whose name includes Trunks, right? So Vegeta and Trunks definitely a solid option for him. They share a few good links. Now, one thing I've seen a lot of people saying already is the fact that this Gohan has a couple of links like All in the Family and Cold Judgment, which are really good defensive links that not a lot of the other like Trunks or Trunks in the name units like Vegeta and Trunks are going to have to use with him. But one of the things I do think will be very good is, so we're obviously running the double Kid Gohan 200% Bond of Master and Disciple team here, and obviously the Kid Gohan does have All in the Family, so if we float both of them, we're going to have one in slot 3 on 2 out of the 3 turns, and then that'll give us All in the Family. And then I'm bringing the physical Gowasu and Zamasu, because they are a pretty solid defensive support unit, and they have Cold Judgment, so we'll be able to see the difference here. So we've got Saiyan Warrior Race, Cold Judgment, Dismal Future, and Fierce Battle. So this Gohan has 290k defense at start of turn here in base. So he greatly raised attack and defense for 1 turn, does immense damage. He gets 150% attack and defense as well as 1 key. Additional attack and defense 50% when performing a super. He gets 58% damage reduction, but only when HP is 70% or less. However, that can activate mid-turn. So if we're in a difficult event and say we were using this exact rotation, if Vegeta and Trunks eat a super in slot 1, now here I think they would be fine, and they took a lot of damage, then obviously we would drop below 70% and then Gohan would get his damage reduction. So that would actually be very good. The fact that he can activate mid-turn, very, very useful. He gives Wand of Master and Disciple allies 2 key and 50% attack and defense. So really good as a support unit on this team. And then he has a high chance to guard when there's an ally whose name includes Trunks. And then he transforms when conditions are met, which is turn 4. If there is a Trunks on the team, HP has to be 58% or more. So because we had him on turn 2, the next turn will be turn 4. So we basically only get the 1 rotation of him in base. That's going to be pretty common unless he's on the first turn, right? Because then you are just he's gonna be back on turn 3. He can't transform that early anyway, and then he'll transform the next time. So one thing I did see a lot of people say, which I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs here, is when people posted the calcs and stuff, apparently his start of turn and even after super, because he doesn't raise on super once he transforms, his base defense is higher in base. But the main difference is when he transforms, he gets the guaranteed 58% damage reduction all the time. So obviously that is super beneficial. You can see there he didn't guard, but fortunately we are type advantage in this phase anyway, so it doesn't matter. I was about to say it's kind of good if we don't kill here, because it means we get to finish off this next phase really quickly on the next turn and get straight back to another future Gohan turn. But of course Gowasu and Zamasu getting the additional. We can seal on this turn as well actually, so this will be a pretty good turn. I'm going to get as little key with you as possible, because we don't want Piccolo going off like too crazy here. And then we'll grab this for you. I really like the Gammas as like a showcase stage, because I feel like people underestimate how difficult this stage can be, because the final phase is against 2 enemies, and their super attacks do over 1 million damage before you start factoring in defense and everything. So, I mean, the fact that you're fighting 2 enemies that could potentially both super you, and they're 2 different typings, so depending on the units that you're bringing, you're always at the danger that one of them is either type neutral or at worst has type advantage over the unit that they could potentially super. Now maybe, I guess, the first 2 phases could get overlooked, because like the first phase you can stun, this second phase you can seal, which obviously massively reduces a lot of the danger. And sometimes stunning for like the first phase can be bad, right? Because if you have units that need to get hit to get built up, they're not going to take any hits. So I guess that can be unfortunate, but I do really like this stage. I feel like people overlook it and how difficult it can be. So, but anyway, we're going to transform into Future Gohan, Super Saiyan Future Gohan here. So let's see what we are looking like. We got this rotation that we wanted, so we have All in the Family active, Super Saiyan, Dismal Future, and Fierce Battle. So that puts him at 284k defense at the start of turn. Now, once he's transformed, his super attack now infinitely stacks attack, does immense damage, and has a medium chance to crit. And then we get Key 3, attack and defense 158. He gets an additional 58% attack and defense when performing a super. He gets that 58% damage reduction all the time. Key 1, an attack and defense 40% per Bond of Master and Disciple ally in the same turn. So we are running a full Bond of Master and Disciple team. So he's going to be getting his full buffs here. He gets an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super when there's an ally whose name includes Trunks. And then he gets a guaranteed additional super when there's an android or future saga enemy, which obviously we do have. So even though we lose All in the Family, which we'll see here, takes us from 284 down to 237. So, I mean, pretty significant amount of defense, but we know that he can't super attack us because he's sealed. So by putting him in slot 1 here, that's easily enough defense with the 58% damage reduction to tank normals here. Because we're fighting an android as well, which is another good reason for doing this stage to showcase this Gohan. So if his passive ability additional goes off and the hidden potential, he could super 4 times in this turn, and he is infinitely stacking attack, right? So with no support on this turn, he did 9.5. That's the additional from the passive, which is high chance to become a super with a Trunks, and we do get that. Then we're fighting an android, so we're going to get a guaranteed additional super, and we break 10 million. So, and because his super attack effect has the 30% chance to crit, does that stack? Because I know with the super attack effect for UI, Goku, and Blue Evolution Vegeta, because they have a high chance to crit in their super, when they get the second super, it goes up to 100%. So does his go up to 30 and then 90? Because if so, that is really, really good. I need to double check the hidden potential for mine, because I think if that is the case, right, you just don't want to give him any crit. Yeah, see, mine has 12 crit, 12 additional, and 11 dodge. So very evened out. I didn't want to spend stones or anything to change him after he got his EZA until I'd at least had the opportunity to actually, you know, showcase him and see what he's like. So I think I probably will take most, if not all, of the crit out of his hidden potential, but we'll see. So let's go for, I probably want to try and take out the STR Gamma 1 here as quickly as possible. Gowasu and Zamasu are not really going to do any damage though, so I might as well get them to attack Gamma 2. Hopefully if they are going to super, right, yeah, Gamma 2 supering Piccolo's fine, right, we got type advantage. He doesn't have his guard anymore, but he's had some build up, he's got the links and support with STR Piccolo, so yeah, he's perfectly fine here. Obviously, when I said people underestimate the difficulty, like, it's still not, you know, one of the hardest stages, and some of these top tier units in the game will absolutely make this stage look incredibly easy, but like I say, definitely do not underestimate the stage. I think it's really fun for trying out teams. It's not like a super popular stage, so I don't do it for like showcase videos. Like when I do my world tours and stuff, I don't do like, you know, new unit versus Gamma 1 and 2 videos, but like when I've just summoned a unit and I'm building teams and kind of messing around with them off camera, I really like playing this event as like a way to test them out. So I do think this event is cool, and plus with the red zone still being limited attempts per day, it gives you another difficult event to try out some team builds before you go into the like big gun ones that you want to try, like Zamasu, Rose, you know, Mel Cooler Core still, some of those ones, right? So I like this stage. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, but I do like this red zone stage. So dodges from Gowasu and Zamasu, and now it's time for the boy. So we're going to put him in the middle slot here so we can actually get All in the Family. So 284k. A unit that I think if he gets his EZA and becomes really good, I need to do the showcase. I'm going to do the pre-EZA showcase probably today, that INT free-to-play Trunks, because he gives actually no, is it the STR one? The STR free-to-play one gives off-rotation defense support, and the INT one has the domain. So like this guy, when he's getting the benefit of support, like if he's on a team with Bulma as well, for example, like his numbers definitely would be able to jump up quite a decent amount. So I think what we will do here, I don't want to kill Gamma 1 this turn, because I do want to see how much damage we could get out of Gohan. I suppose he's going to do multiple additionals potentially anyway, right? So we could actually attack Gamma 1 with him and see if he's actually able to finish him off on this turn. That would be quite good. I won't use the active skill for Kid Gohan. So yeah, he's at 284. then remember we do get 58% on super. So bearing in mind we're not getting the benefit of any support here, then that means that on super he should be getting about 140k, right? So at bare minimum he's over 400k defense with 58% damage reduction. So if Gamma 1, for example, was doing, let's just say spot on to make it easier to do the maths in my head, if Gamma 1 was doing 1 million damage with his super attack, you take the 58% off, so he's doing 420k, and then Gohan has over 400k defense. So Gohan, in theory, is taking on this rotation double-digit damage from the Gamma 1 super if it was 1 million. If it's obviously a bit more than 1 million, he might then start taking like 20, 50k. But even then, like taking that from a super is pretty good on a rotation where there is no support as well. Because remember, on super buffs do take into account things like support. So if we had a like 50% support unit on rotation with him or something, his defense after super would be incredibly high. So let's see if we can get lucky with the additionals again here from the passive. Sadly, we did not get the normal attack convert into a super, but we do get the guaranteed additional super from there being an android enemy. Can we get the hidden potential one as well? That would cap off this turn rather nicely. We do not. Okay. Now, we got unlucky with the crit because the first super didn't crit, then the additional attack wasn't a super. So that second super, if it is cumulative, had a 60% chance, and we did get the crit on that one. So, I mean, his numbers look pretty decent. I think the issue that I see with this unit that I did see some people saying, like when his details first came out, is his defense is pretty good and his damage is pretty good, but because you are kind of always going to want to run him on a team where you are getting a Trunks on rotation with him, I feel like that does narrow down some of the options for the teams where you would want to run him. Because not to say in any way that he's like bad, but like say for example, if I'm putting together like a Future Saga team where I'm using like the new LR Vegito Blue, and like even if I am using Vegeta and Trunks, am I going to run this guy on main rotation with Vegeta and Trunks instead of like the other blue Goku and Vegeta, for example? Now obviously not every unit fits into every team build. Like Future Saga, you definitely could make a good build of the team now with double Vegeta and Trunks, and then you could have blue Goku and Vegeta on one rotation with them, and then the other rotation, that's where it kind of comes down to. It's like, would you use this in Future Gohan, or would you potentially use someone else? I think he definitely could fit in well. I might do that build of the team for a video, but remember the thing for that is that he doesn't get a 200% leader skill from Vegeta and Trunks, right? His only 200% leaders on global at the moment are the INT Kid Gohan, the physical LR Ultimate Gohan, and then STR Goku and Gohan, who, let's be honest, no one's really running their team anymore, right? In this more difficult content, even Goku, like after supering, where he does have okay defense, if he's not getting the dodge, he's taking a lot of damage. It takes way too long to get Gohan out, so a little bit unfortunate in that respect. But yeah, his 200% leads. He does have the 200% leader skill from the Tech Super Trunks on JP, so that is pretty beneficial. Now here we're getting the benefit of all this defensive support from Gawasu and Zamasu, as well as Cold Judgment, which at level 10, is it 25? Yeah, 25% defense. So start of turn he's at 350k, and then he's getting 58% on super. So I'm not sure if it does factor in all the support, but that means he's going up to like over 500k and has 58% damage reduction, which I think is pretty good. I don't want the Vegeta and Trunks to potentially kill, so I'm going to put him in slot 1. And again, if we use this active skill, that would be giving Gohan even more defense. So if like Gamma 2 was on full health, if we really wanted to see Gohan go crazy, we could do this, use their active skill. That's going to give him an even bigger defensive buff, and then yeah, he's just not taking any damage at all, right? So we'll do this, we'll grab the int orbs for you, and then we'll just grab the physical orbs for Gawasu and Zamasu, and then we'll see Gohan should be able to finish things off here. 11.3 million for his first attack, so pretty good. And bear in mind again, if the enemy could survive it in this scenario, we could potentially get 3 more of those. But we don't get the one from the secondary passive again, which is unfortunate. Obviously we're fighting an android, so we get a guaranteed additional. Can we get the hidden potential for once? Or do I am actually going to need to juice it up? It was a normal attack, okay. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm definitely going to take all the crit out of his hidden potential. and then split it between additional and dodge. We definitely want to get that additional from the hidden potential, because of course if we're not fighting an android we don't get that extra guaranteed additional, and with him stacking attack we do want him to get as many supers as possible. But I mean, so far I definitely think he's looking pretty good. I need to try him out obviously in some of the harder events, which we will do over the next day or so. I don't know where I would rank him in terms of TUR EZAs. I probably need to use him a little bit more, but he seems like he is very good. And especially, I guess, to be fair, that buff, the extra super, is Android or Future Saga enemy. So when we start going into these Future Saga Red Zone stages, then obviously he's going to be getting that additional super as well. So that's going to be very, very good. Especially, I really want to try him out in the new stage. I might even do that for today. I've got a lot of videos to get out for today, but I might do the versus Goku Black and Zamasu. Well, technically it's versus Zamasu, right? But the versus Zamasu and Rose stage, because I feel like he's going to be very good in there, right? Getting the guaranteed additional super. The last phase is tech, so I think he's going to cook in there, but we'll see. So let me know what you guys think of INT Future Gohan down below in the comment section. His EZA is definitely looking pretty good to me, so we got to try him out in some harder stuff, but let me know what you think down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.